On July 17, 2024, soldiers from the 4th Battalion, 70th Armored Regiment, 1st Armored Brigade Combat Team, 1st Armored Division were notified they would leave Fort Bliss, Texas for a no-notice deployment readiness exercise. 6 days later, they began drawing combat equipment at Camp Carroll, South Korea. This video, the second of a series of 3, continues to follow the soldiers' deployment progress during day 4 to 8, covering the period 22nd to the 26th of July 2024, after 1st Armoured Division commanders first received the no-notice deployment order. If you would like to see part 1 of this series first, you can click on the link above. Here at the Mission Training Centre at Fort Bliss, the soldiers attend a pre-mobilisation phase social media awareness training. This training programme presents 7 essential social media tips. The rapid expansion of communication technology resulting in a fully interconnected world, something thought unimaginable 20 years ago, has now made this training awareness essential, even life-saving. These soldiers are made aware of the dangers of releasing information online that could be useful to potential bad actor, group or country. For instance, revealing deployment positions, be it verbally, written or a photograph or video that can be geographically located. Recent security lapses in the Ukraine-Russia war have seen mobile phone use and social media posts not only revealing logistical, morale and command and control problems, but also precise GPS troop positions, resulting in that position to be attacked, causing a high number of casualties. At the Central Issue Facility, soldiers assigned to the 4th Battalion, 70th Armored Regiment draw improved outer tactical vests, IOTV, in service since 2007. This improved protective body armour is lighter, its modular design gives the soldier greater ease in movement and it provides more protective coverage than the previous discontinued outer tactical vests, which were unable to stop armour-piercing rounds. The IOTV was designed to be future-proof, with the ability to replace upgraded and improved protective plates as material technology has improved.
Deltoids, the collar, back protector, front protector, let's go!
An increase in female soldiers enlisting in the army in the early 2000s resulted in the development of female-specific tactical vest, the FIOTV, a fully equipped small to medium IOTV, complete with all its components of soft armour panel inserts, 4 ballistic plate inserts for front and back and 2 side plates, collar and groin protectors, weighs about 30 pounds or 14 kg. US Army soldiers assigned to 1st Armored Brigade Combat Team, 1st Armored Division have gathered on a recreation field within Fort Bliss. They have received notification that they were the first unit of soldiers to be flown to South Korea. The soldiers, fully kitted, are receiving travel advice and instructions including bag and backpack inspections. The soldiers, once inspections are complete, will form the Advanced Echelon group with departure to South Korea within the next 24 hours.
That is to mark our battalion specifically. That way you don't always have to look for your name. You just know that, hey, if it's an upside down triangle, it's 470, right?
The no-notice deployment order set in motion a fascinating series of specific actions and the logistical complexity which only a well-trained army can achieve. Connex containers, some filled with soldiers' duffel bags containing equipment and personal belongings, will be transported to a freight holding facility to be made ready as air transportable cargo. The Connex containers will be placed onto metal anchor pallets. Cargo nets will be attached and net straps tightened. The Connex containers will be flown to South Korea in the next few days. Flown courtesy of United States Air Force Alaska Air Guard 176 wing C-17A Globemaster III aircraft. The C-17A Globemaster will land at US Air Force Osan Air Base, South Korea. It will be the 8th Army in support of Operation Pacific Fortitude, which commands all United States Armed Forces in South Korea, which shall conduct combined reception, staging, onward movement and integration of deployed soldiers, assigned to the 1st Armoured Division and all forward dispatch supplies and equipment. The 8th Army is responsible to United States Forces Korea and United States Army Pacific. The deployment exercise called Operation Pacific Fortitude, physically at least, started here at Fort Bliss on 18th of July 2024. Pacific Fortitude is a standard routine readiness validation where a US Army unit is tested on its ability to rapidly deploy personnel successfully to a given environment, conduct training and redeploy back to their home station. This deployment readiness exercise will demonstrate the 1st Armored Division, nicknamed Old Ironsides, its rapid response capabilities. It's day 5 and Fort Bliss is a hive of activity. The Advanced Echelon group of soldiers are preparing to depart their home station. Now issued with M4A1 carbine assault rifles, the soldiers register their names and serial number. Records are checked and if required, soldiers receive a final immunization injection.
You're doing a great job, sir. Sir, you're doing great.
Go to the loading area over there. We'll take that resolve.
The soldiers are now preparing to be transported by several 44-seat Bluebird buses to the departure terminal at Briggs Army Airfield. The airfield is actually located next to Fort Bliss and can be reached in around 6 minutes. The soldiers are only just beginning a journey. At this point, it will take over 24 hours just to reach the US Air Force Base Ulsan, South Korea. It's late evening at Briggs Army Airfield and soldiers numbering around 176 forming the Advanced Echelon group who are spearheading the no-notice rapid deployment to South Korea as part of Operation Pacific Fortitude finally begin to board a chartered Boeing 767-200 Omni Air International wide-body airliner. Each soldier is counted on board. Each soldier's weapon is checked to make sure it's inoperable. Rifles will have its bolt removed or a bullet-shaped rifle safety plug inserted in the breech. Handguns will normally be fitted with an extrusion tag inserted into this chamber with a section exiting the muzzle. It should be noted, US Army soldiers can only ever carry weapons on board fully chartered aircraft. The Advanced Echelon group of soldiers had arrived at US Air Force Base Ulsan. They will be greeted by United States Air Force personnel and guided through the arrivals hall. The journey is not yet complete. They will be travelling 220 kilometres or 137 miles to the United States 8th Army Camp Carroll Army Base, a supply staging ground for the US military operations since 1959. On arrival on the 24th of July 2024, they will begin the process of drawing the 1st Army pre-positioned stocks of heavy armour, 6 days after receiving the no-notice deployment alert. The soldiers' arrival is just the first. Here, the United States Air Force Alaska Air Guard 176 Wing C-17A Globemaster III aircraft has just landed. It's carrying vehicles and Connex freight boxes containing equipment and soldiers' duffel bags, packed with personal belongings deemed too heavy to take on board chartered airliners. Back at Fort Bliss, hundreds of more soldiers are preparing to deploy to several locations across South Korea.
We don't have any racks, no. Why? What you need?
These soldiers assigned to 4th Battalion, 70th Armored Regiment have been very busy these last few days. They are carrying out preventive maintenance checks and services on pre-positioned M1A2 Set V2 Abrams main battle tanks, including conducting detailed equipment inventories. The soldiers' work in South Korea has only just started. The next stage is preparing and executing a series of heavy armour training and live fire exercises.
One, two, three, four.
Part 3 to this series of videos will be available as soon as you see a link. Thanks for watching.